Okay, guys, that was great collaboration with your Think, Pair, Share activity. I really liked how you guys were discussing and sharing your ideas with each other, so that's awesome. On the board, I do have some questions that I want you guys to think about again while we're reading the first chapter. So, the first question that I have for you guys is location. Where does the novel take place? So, setting. Um, I want you guys to think about that. I also want you guys to think about who the main characters are. So, who are the main characters in the story? And then lastly, I want you to think about what are the possible conflicts that you can see potentially arising within the story. So I want you guys to think about that as we're reading, okay? So let's dig in. Charming as a Verb by Ben Felipe. So, chapter 1. The first hustle, if you want to call it that, is also the simplest, smiling. Now, please don't be one of those douche nozzles that go around telling women to smile more or anything. But as far as the daily life of a 17-year-old black guy of above average height going into the city, I learned a long time ago that smiling goes a very long way. Not smirking, not grinning, an earnest smile. I wonder why he keeps saying smiling is so important. In a place like New York, where everyone, 8,550,405 people, as of 2019 and rising with every breath, is shoving their way through the masses. See? Unwashed and running late. Fight face at the ready. The combination of eye contact plus smile is like pointing a flashlight in someone's eye. You can almost see their retinas dilate sometimes. Case in point. Hi, Henry. Miss Poche smiles back as she opens the door and adjusts to the megawatts awaiting her on her doorstep. Goodness, she exclaims. Look at you two, both so happy. It must have been a good walk. Yeah, Pogo and I have our own routine, I say as I remove the neon harness in 2 quick unbuckles. Riverside Park is our domain. Ain't that right, Pugs? Pongo is a 9-year-old mutt terrier with some pretty advanced tooth decay that occasionally requires some free of charge brushing. He is now ignoring me entirely, too preoccupied with wagging up a storm at the overwhelming sight of the owner he just saw half an hour ago. Terriers are out of sight, out of mind breed when it comes to their thrice weekly walkers. Have a nice day, Miss Ponche. Wait 1 second. She disappears into the railroad hallway of her apartment and comes back a moment later, now cradling Pongo, and hands me a neatly folded little green square. You don't have to do this, ma'am. Like I said, I know the ad says they tip you guys, but we all know that's BS. She smirks conspiratorially and nodding to my Uptown Up Dogs t-shirt as if this transaction places us both firmly on the outside of a rampage capitalism. Tip your dog walker. Stick it to corporate America. Well, thank you very much, ma'am. I'll see you on Saturday, Pugs. In the case of Miss Ponche, every 5 smiles or so gets me an envelope with 3 crisp $20 bills. I will happily take it. So far, what are we noticing in the story? Who are some of the characters that's being introduced? Where is it? Where is the location? Can we think of what might be a possible conflict? Just some things to think about. My half trade is dog walker to the 25th block radius that stretches from 96th and Broadway to 121st and Broadway, and horizontally from Riverside Drive to Morningside Drive. That rectangular delegates the Uptown Updog official zone of service. It's all that I can manage with my senior year schedule. Last year, even with SATs, I could easily clear between 20 to 30 hours per week, give or take a mug of Dad's slush coffee. Haitian beans grounded by hand in his old timely coffee machine that echoes around the entire apartment when he gets up at 4 a.m. It's a concoction that can send a horse out of cardiac arrest. So notice how he uses the word concoction. Why do you think he uses that word in particular as opposed to using another word? Senior year, however, comes with too many balls to juggle. See the word, the play on with balls? Between attending Fate Academy, staying on top of the ridiculous amount of homework typical of Fate, the mandatory extracurriculars, and helping Dad with his superintendent duties around the building, I've had to narrow my clients to our neighborhood and go the extra mile to make sure they get nothing short of the best service possible. I really can't afford to lose on the income. No with college around the corner. So see how that might be a possible conflict that might be starting to arise? That's where the second hustle came in, a brand. In our case, a branded website and matching t-shirts. See, I'm not just another dog walker. I'm a dog walker with Uptown Updogs.world.com. The walkers of Uptown Updogs can easily be spotted around the Upper West Side by their lime green t-shirts with deep blue cursive writing on the front and back. I step outside and turn left onto West End Avenue, tightening my scarf. New York City is still hungover from the holidays and slowly getting the legs of its new calendar year under itself. On every other street, you'll find stacked in front of brownstones Christmas trees, still green with bits of silver tinsel shimmering between their branches. They're right at home next to the poorly folded boxes from brand new electronics and the recycling bins swelled with boxes from toys and colorful wrapping paper that has served its purpose of being torn apart by happy hands. All the joys from the holiday are now a set of household chores to get through as quickly as you can or put off as long as possible. It was a snowless New Year, preceded by a snowless Christmas and mostly snowless December. The big snowstorm little kids were waiting for this year so that they can swarm Central Park and make fashionable snowmen never came. This whole winter might end up being a matter of bare trees with occasional trash bags at their branches, cloudy afternoons, and the chill breaths of those who wake up early enough. Okay, so we know the location. We kind of have an idea of what time of the year it is. Let's see who else we can find out about in this story. So, no dogs for you today, H? Gigi, one of the late afternoon dog walkers of the 1/10 dog run, greets me as we both find ourselves standing at a street light and trading smiles of recognition before falling into sync steps. Some people get competitive, but I don't mind Gigi. She's cool. She's wearing her City College sweatshirt underneath her open winter coat. Most dog walkers in this area are college students, or what I like to call aspirers. People who move here to pursue comedy, writing, theater, TV, and need to make ends meet every month until they make it big or move back home. I already dropped them off. I'm just going home to change and then headed back to school. School? It's almost 6. Fate has strict extracurricular requirements, I bemoaned. Class doesn't actually end when the 4 p.m. bell rings. The computer labs and the art facilities are open until like 11. It's dystopian. Jeez, Gigi says, not even bothering to hide her disgust. No wonder all those little bundles of privilege go on to rule the world. Present company not included. Oh, make no mistake. I fully plan to rule the world. Gigi Ann. The Hultwager dynasty is a house on the rise. Is that a new t-shirt? She asks, pointing. Maybe, I shrug. I have a box of them. They don't pay us well, but they keep us well stocked in swag. She suspiciously nods her eyes, but keeps focused on her own set of leashes. Gigi likes to triple book her dogs, which is too dangerous for me. The bourgeois would have a heart attack turning a corner to find Buddy entangled with other dogs. God, I have to get my foot through those uptown updogs doors. Gigi continues as we keep walking toward the Wyatt, my apartment building. My best clients got priced out of the neighborhood, and I'm not going to freaking Queens. Did you tell them about me? Gigi presses, and I start to feel bad. It's not the first time she's asked. I did. I lied. The boss isn't hiring at the moment. Says the pile of prospectus is yay high. So what do we think is another possible conflict that's arising here? We know that Henry just lied to Gigi, but why? Okay, let's continue. Yeah, the website says they're full. You lucked out. I'll put in a good word for you when I can, I said, turning towards the Wyatt's lobby. I promise. Sorry, Gigi. There's no central uptown updog office. The entirety of Uptown Updogs exists on my laptop. Let's see. So what did we just learn now? You see, for all the Mrs. Poches of the world, people still love the safety of a faceless corporation as opposed to a random kid on Craigslist, especially when it comes to their dogs. And I say this as a former random kid from Craigslist who could barely rub 3 dogs together. See the joke there? Since joining Uptown Updogs, I've become a lot of a small dog's second favorite person around the neighborhood of Morningside Heights. 21 dogs to be exact. And it goes hand in hand with the smiling. Each of these pup families get a personalized version of the smile. This is another mistake people take, giving the same smile to everyone they come across, regardless of the circumstance.